thought I would do a little updated flip through of a few of the books that I've made using some of Eileen Hull's journal dies for making books, or bookmaking dies. This uses her journal die, which is the largest one. And this is a gatefold. And when I was talking to someone about when I was working on my lap book, which uses this same die, and I had said something about making a gatefold book, she said, well, then you've made a lap book because it falls into that category. And I was like, oh, okay. So anyway, this has a magnetic closure on the front. And then when it opens up, it has these two side panels, and both side panels are identical. They basically consist of one of my accordion pockets, and because it's taller, it doesn't stretch out as far, but each pocket kind of graduated, in size from a tall one to a shorter one. So each side of that is the same. Then in the center back of the book, I did these two separate pockets, then made these little just fold over cards, and I kind of designed this for photos to go in. So it's more of a photo type book than just like a junk journal type. And so the waterfall runs this direction, and it still has the pretty paper on the inside back. And then these pieces just fit right back in the pocket, and they're what keeps the waterfall closed. And you can put 4x6 photos on the waterfall in this particular book. So that's the largest one. Then I did one that uses her pocket notebook, which was the new release die from last year, I think it was. And so this one uses two of those to create the book, and same magnetic type closure on the front. And on this one, the side panels are both a little different. This one has the accordion pocket, and this was just more cut aparts from the paper collection that I stuck in that one. This one has one of the reverse waterfalls on this side. And then I had some more paper left that I just wanted to keep using, so I made this little pocket here and just put more little pieces from the paper collection in there. And then made a slide just to keep that closed. So the center of this book is a little bit different in the way that I made it. I didn't want to do away with these large 6x6 pieces from the paper collection, and with configuring the book like this, I was able to keep them intact. I layered them up on some other cardstocks, and then each page contains a large pocket that you could put more photos in, and then a large place behind each one for a photo. So each page is identical, it just has a different cut apart section from the patterned paper. Then on the center back of this one, because this particular die comes with a page element, but I used the page element to actually create two additional little booklets. And then when each booklet opens up, this has room that you could stick a larger photo in the inside back also. So that is the gatefold one using the pocket notebook. Now this particular one, and I sent Eileen the other one that I made using the notebook die. This one has a recipe theme. That's why it has the little mason jar die from her little kitchen label set. So that's the closure for the front. And then that's what the back looks like. And then when this one opens up, On this side, I used the spoon from the mug and spoon set, and then it just has a nimble fingers, don't want to pull it out. It has a little recipe book that I made. Some pages are lined, some are not, and it's actually an accordion. And then I used her large canning jar die to decorate the cover. And the little spoon basically just kind of keeps the little book in the pocket, and just, I liked the look of it, so that's what I went with. This is, I think this is from another one of her dies. The notebook pocket die, I think it's called. Then on this side of this flap, it's just a layered pocket, and I wanted to kind of repeat the spoon effect, so I just attached a spoon here. Then I actually did take the mug and created just kind of a unique little recipe card using the mug, and it fits in that pocket. And then here I've used the button jars and another mason jar fold over, and then some extras in there for just unique recipe cards. All right, get back in there now. So the center back of this one, I created just a skinny pocket across the bottom because I wanted to repeat the little house image that from the paper that's on the back. So this is kind of like my stop to keep everything intact, and it's just one of her mason jar dies covered with the pattern paper. Then here I've tucked in some more large recipe cards, and then back here I used the hydrangea border die to actually hold each recipe card in place, because the recipe cards were from the paper collection. And then you could still actually, if you wanted to write on the page, you could, or you could add additional recipe cards to it. And then of course the back, you could have another card placed there. Then these tuck back in there, and that to hold everything in place. And then just the little mason jars and the embroidery floss holds the front cover closed. So those are my 3 gatefold books using Eileen Hull dies.